Oh gosh, baby. All right, so the next one is, what do we love most about each other?
Oh, good question.
For me, that's a tough one, because what I love about you, there's so much. Okay, so there's a lot that I love about you, and I just want to say everything, but that's a cop out. I know you want something more specific. I know you want to hear specifics. But I want to say that it's gonna. What I say today isn't necessarily going to be relevant tomorrow. It's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
What I loved about you when I met you is different than what I love about you now. And in a few months from now, a few years from now, it's going to be different. It's constantly growing. It's constantly changing. But you know. So, okay. With that said, what is it that you love about me?
No, you have to answer the question.
You want me to go?
Yes.
The pressure. I can't take it. There's so much that I love about you. I love your capacity for love. That's a really big one for me. I've always felt as if I've had a very deep capacity for love, and it's been frightening to a lot of people. People couldn't handle it. They were scared away, and so over time I started to learn how to hold that back. But in doing that, I felt like I was also depriving myself of those feelings, of being able to express that, of being able to experience that. And with you, I don't have to hold back. I don't have to be anything different than who I am, and that is so incredibly refreshing and liberating to be able to just be myself, as corny, as sentimental, as weepy as I want to be. I cry all the time with this man.
All the time.
And I don't have to apologize for it anymore. I don't have to go do it, quietly in the bathroom with the door closed. Like, I can do it in front of him. I can have these feelings with you because I feel like you're the same, or if you're not exactly the same, you're able to understand, and you don't judge me, or you don't get frightened and run away from it.
Not at all.
I love your capacity to love.
Baby, I ugly cried in front of you.
He sure did.
Snot
and
and
that's
all.
when I knew.
Snot and all. Driving down the freeway in California.
Yes. We were listening to music. And
oh my God.
A song came on that touched him in a certain way at that moment.
It was 3 SWV songs in a row, and I couldn't handle. And I was texting my mom, telling her how much I loved him, and then it was SWV, Weekend in Knees, Downtown, and then I can't think of the other one. It was another SWV love. Was it Rain? I can't think of the words right now. Like all the words, but anyways, there was 3 SWV songs, and I think a Monica song came on after that. I think it was the Monica song where I just lost it. I was just
the floodgates were open.
Not everything, and he's driving. He's looking over at me. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine."
What happened?
Trying to wipe my eyes. I'm like, "I'm fine." If this is if you had cameras like on a reality show, people would be like, what did you do to him? But no, to answer the question for me, what I love most about you is your compassion. Every time we go to the store, I can have 2 things in my hand and his arms are loaded like, oh, let me take that from you. Let me do this for you. You're always wanting to do more. You're always making sure that I am okay. You're always making sure that I have everything that I need. You're always putting me first. Your compassion and your love for me, I've never felt. I've never understood. And it's overwhelming in a good way. It's just it's breathtaking to know that you love me that much. You don't want to see me stressed. You don't want to see me go without. I know if I ask for something, regardless of what it is, if I asked you to go do something, right, you would put on your shoes and walk out the door in the middle of filming to go get me what I asked for, just because you want to make sure that I'm happy. That is everything. Is everything. You don't question it. You just do it. And that's what I love about you today. I mean, it's always been there, but I agree with you. What I love about you is gonna constantly change. Hold on, let me rephrase it. It's not gonna constantly change. The list is going to keep growing. Because last week it could have been your smile, it could have been your eyes, and I'm just adding to the list. But that is always the top.
As the relationship grows and as we grow as human beings, what we
Yes.
value is going to change. you know?
Absolutely.
And so, I feel like it should always change. Obviously, there's going to be certain consistency, certain, things that are always there.
There's always going to be that foundation.
That foundation. But, the specific reasons are going to change based on where we are at in that moment of our lives together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to say another thing that I love about our relationship is that we are both people of color, and we can relate to a lot of the stuff that's going on in the media. Now, in the past, I have dated primarily Caucasians, and so when things pop up, or music, or just cultural things, it's hard to have that conversation with someone where they completely don't understand. And it's more of me trying to explain the history of something to lead up to what happened. But by the time I get done explaining everything, they've already lost interest. Not say that they don't care. It's just, it's not the same. It's not the same. I walking down the street where I live, I can easily be called the N-word, and just because they feel that they can, because there aren't a lot of us out where I live. Here in Vegas, it's not like that, or in LA or in New York, it's not. I don't know. I've only been to New York the one time, but I saw so many people of color. I'm not saying that I felt uncomfortable. I didn't know how to feel, because that was the first time, other than being at family reunions, that I've ever been in such a large populated area with so many different people of culture. I didn't know, I wanted to be everywhere at once. I wanted to be over with the Jamaicans over here, with the Puerto Ricans over there, there's a handful of white people over here, but it was just a big melting pot of all of this culture that I wanted to be a part of, and I couldn't in 30 minutes. 30 minutes that we were in that particular part of town. I couldn't get that. And it was liberating to see so many beautiful people of different backgrounds talking and mingling and all that. But where I'm from, I show up, everyone pretty much scatters and we can't talk anymore. Or I'm walking down the street on the shopping area, a huge outdoor mall type area. People will literally cut across the street or walk across the courtyard because I'm walking down the street, or someone like me is walking down the street. I've had people switch, ladies have their bags and they will move their bags to the other side of their body when I cross them, because they think I'm going to mug them. And it's sad because it's all media related. And it's lady, I'm 5'5", and at the time 120 pounds. But what am I going to do to you? You're taller than me and outweigh me. What am I going to do? And your purse is across your body. What am I going to do? Knock you down and snatch it? I just don't understand. But it's different being in a relationship with someone who's experienced some of the same things that I have experienced, or you grow up seeing or feeling a certain way about things because of X, Y, and Z reasons. And having to sit down and having that conversation, it's easier, and I don't have to go back and explain from, back in 1862, when this happened, till now, this is why we feel oppressed, or whatever the situation may be. And I can vent to him when I see something, and he understands, versus sitting there I don't understand what you're complaining about type thing.
I can absolutely 100% relate to that. Being from New York, I've been surrounded by everybody, and as far as my dating circle is concerned, I enjoy diversity, so I've dated every kind of person, and never really gave it a second thought. Each person, each relationship comes with different challenges and whatever. But I have noticed the difference between dating, people of color and dating, you know, a Caucasian person. I love my white boys, always will, but there are certain things that I just don't have to explain. I won't. I will never have to explain because he already knows. We can like skip past the precursors and just go right into the meat of the conversation. You know, and there's even times when I've tried to explain certain events or my feelings. People, I think they try to support, but they don't really understand, and it would just leave me feeling even more helpless. But in this situation, being with another man of color, I never feel helpless. I feel or seen, understood, heard. I feel like he knows what I'm talking about. We could do it. We could look each other and just say, "Girl," you know. Like it's never like, "Did you see what just happened there?"
Right.
Okay, well I walked in and you know, like he already saw it. He's just waiting for the opportunity to look back at me and say, "Girl." So yeah, that definitely is something, you know. Like I don't discriminate against anyone, but it's
not at all.
certainly been it's something that's been easier for us. It's something it's something else that we can relate to each other on, for sure.
Absolutely.